All right. Let's see here. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crash Desktop. You can see by the title, I'm here today in VR. And I'm going to try some Flight Sim in VR. We'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work well, we'll switch back to flat. There we go. That's much better. You should be able to see that too. Hopefully that won't get in the way of us seeing anything, but we'll work around it if it does, or we'll move it. And I'm going to turn my controllers off to conserve batteries. We don't need them right now. We'll put them back here. So yeah, I've had problems getting this to work right, but I've overclocked my graphics card heavily. Took a little doing, but I think I got a decent bit out of it. Not much, but maybe just enough. And I have it working. It's not well. The game is set pretty much to low settings across the board, except for like trees. A couple other things that just look terrible in that. And it's just barely. I need to get a 3080 for this kind of thing, but you know how that goes. So yeah, we're gonna get this go. Hello, governor. Like that. Hello. So here I am. I'm at my local glider port. I am in a Cub. And I want to do some practice. I want to work on tail draggers because they've been kicking my ass lately. So I figured I'd start with the easy one in the bunch. And I wanted to mess with the startup on this because I don't think I've done it before. So let's dig in. Let's see here. We should have a checklist. This one is so simple it's not even funny. Test the brakes.
Brakes. Test and set. Choke. On. Throttle. Closed.
Yes, I am.
On.
Wow, that's all there is to that? Okay. Let's see.
Ignition switches. On. Start. Turnkey. Throttle.
There we go.
Set 1,400 to 2,000 RPM. Engine gauges. Check.
That's all there is to that.
Brakes. Release. Choke. Off. Avionics master switch. On.
Oh, there you go. That's startup for this plane. What a nice little plane. Cool. I am at 20H9 at the moment, is the airfield. I'm going to be practicing, so there may be... We just did this nice, pretty startup sequence, and I may do it a few more times, but there's probably going to be crashing involved here. We'll see, because this plane's pretty easy to fly, right? I say. Ominously. I don't even think this has brakes. All right, let's hold the stick back and see if we can drive this thing down to the end of the field, because I've set manual setting for the wind effect so that it's ideal. It should be running this way over our shoulder down the runway. So we're going to head down to that end of the field. Should make for nice takeoffs. Do a little zigzag here. Actually got to go up in an actual Cub yesterday, so that was very fun. I pulled up at just the right time. How far are we here? Okay. Oh yeah, there's the little, they even got the path. The path is, well, it's mostly there. That's pretty good though. So like, just about here-ish would be where I would be turning around, I think. Like right over there is where everything's usually set up. Let's see if I can get this thing in the air. Well, about that, I would be hard pressed to set that up at this point once I'm in VR. Mostly because my computer is basically maxed out just trying to do this, but we could give it a shot. Well, I'll tell you what, honestly, if I go into the menus right now, it's going to be a big damn mess. That's what's going to happen. Because this is, I am at the absolute limits of what my computer can do right now. But, maybe a little bit. If I stop doing VR in a little bit, we'll see how this goes. I don't know how this is going to work, honestly. It looks great right now while we're sitting on the ground doing nothing. But once we get into the air, this might be a different story. So let's see what it does, folks. I am, however, going to get this thing taken off now because I think we're ready to rock. So let's see if I can do this. There we go. When you're in the optimal wind conditions, it's real easy.
Columbus approach Savage 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta is type Savage SAVG 1 miles southeast of 2 Oscar Hotel Niner. Request flight following.
I do not want flight following, gosh darn it.
Charlie Tango Delta Columbus approach. Squawk 5544.
I still have this on automatic from some testing I was doing earlier.
5544 Savage Charlie Tango Delta.
We're gonna shut them up.
Savage Charlie Tango Delta radar contact 1 mile southeast of 2 Oscar Hotel Niner 1,800 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Copy Savage Charlie Tango Delta.
It's running pretty good. Getting a little cloudy over here. I head that way. There we go, that felt good. Jeez. Yeah, it's a heck of an update. I might change the weather. I'm gonna cancel flight following there, as I don't want to talk to them right now.
Savage Charlie Tango Delta, cancel flight following.
Savage Charlie Tango Delta Columbus, approach cancellation received. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Yeah, because this weather is ridiculous. 1 second. Let's do clouds. We'll do scattered. Still too low, in my opinion. That's better. All right, what are we at? Here, let's. There we go. I'll tell you what, in VR, the sight picture out the front of this thing in level flight definitely matches the real deal. That nose back down. It is pretty great, but it's also really hard to accomplish well. So I have overclocked my graphics card significantly. I have the game frame limited to 30 frames in VR, like within the VR menus, there's a way to do that, which is not ideal. But because it's a flight simulator, it still works and doesn't make you like vomit horribly. So I'm getting away with it. But I'm not using some things, so you may see some jankiness depending on the plane. We need to slow way the hell down. We're going way too fast. Let's slow up. I don't know what the tack on this thing is ideally set at. Let's get down into the green. I'm gonna go with 4,000. Seems good. Gain a little altitude here. A little more. There we go. I'll hide that for now. There you go. I've never been much for driving games personally myself, but if it's what you want to get into, then I definitely recommend it. Having the wheel and the pedals and everything, having the right peripherals, it makes everything better, doesn't it? Like, my gosh, does it make flight simming better. This highway doesn't look quite like this in real life. It's got like a weird texture here, but I think that's because I've got settings turned way the hell down. We're gonna follow it. At least for a little while, we're not going into that cloud. One thing I noticed in the real plane was that the nose has a tendency to drift around a lot more. Now, I don't know if it was just that particular plane or if it's the sim being really friendly. It's probably the sim. But that's a thing. Let's get some altitude again. We're losing a little altitude here. All right, man. This is pretty good. This is pretty damn good. There's the airfield. Bring the nose up to the horizon. Gain a little bit of altitude, drop it back down. One more. There we go. How nice. I don't know if this plane has trim or not. I don't think it does. Nah. I don't know if it does in real life, this particular model. I'll see you later. Goodness gracious. But, certainly doesn't here. Go up this way, we'll go around these clouds. I think it does have trim. It's trimmed now. The nose is kind of wandering a little bit, but in reality it does a lot more. Like, it'll actually drift off based on wind. Now, I've made the winds very tame right now for testing purposes, so probably has something to do with it. Also, this is a stock plane, which means it's very forgiving. Go this way. This is a thing I need to work on, is rudder in turns in reality. I'm not good at. Or rather, rolling out of turns, I'm not good at. I need to work on these controls a little bit more too, honestly, because they're too sensitive. They're not like real rudders. The stick feels good. The rudders feel bad still. Like, I don't know, let's see here. gonna gain a little speed, lose some of this altitude here. It's hard, even not in VR, especially not in VR, but in VR, I always have a hard time telling. There's that. Okay. VR, it's a little easier to detect adverse yaw. I'm getting there. That feels better. It's hard to tell. This is something I actually want to come look at. This area here. I'm gonna dip down a little bit here. Like a little wildlife area over here. Neat. How cool. I've been over there before. I just wanted to look at it. That building down there is, I believe, a shooting range in real life. Cool little wildlife area. There's a lot of neat stuff up in this area. We're gonna follow this road here. And little altitude. we're gonna head back over towards the lake. Nice. Did speed up. Apparently somebody is now playing Payday 2. Good to know. Thank you, Steve. Alright, so let's see. Can we land this thing successfully? Then I'm gonna do some takeoff and landing routines. Hey, how's it going? What is up? What is up? Ooh, what'd you look at? You gotta watch out for that. Was this at a dealership or, well, probably not if it's a scam, but somebody's private selling? Hey, there you go. All right, so that's where we're headed. We're getting bounced around a little bit here. Nice. So I should just be able to approach this and land, but I think I am going to have to slip, which is what I had to do yesterday because this is looking really close. Gosh, this is so good. VR, man. It's not as visually stunning, but it is. It doesn't slip like this in reality, though. There it is. We're way too high. Unfortunately, this doesn't work like it does in real life. Come about. That's a little more like it. Can't tell if that was rough or not. I don't know what used boosters go for, honestly. That seems like a little light for a booster with that few miles on it, doesn't it? Unless they're just trying to get rid of it. That's interesting. What year is it? Oh, you said it's 2003. Duh, I missed that. I mean, it's not the newest Busa, but don't Busas hold their value pretty well? Hey, I see you. I see you up there. I'm coming around. I'm doing some more takeoff practice here. Going down to the end of the airfield. Oh, did you? Well, that might be true. That's possible. That's entirely possible. Whoosh. I mean, it could be something like that. It could be he's not comfortable riding it at the moment. Boosters can be kind of intense. Did it have anything on it, like visually, when you looked at it, that indicated, man, you got pretty low there. Did you touch the ground? Well, thank you, thank you. When you looked at it, did it have any rust patches anywhere weird or anything like that? Or did you notice any damage or anything where damage looked to be hidden or covered up? I'm gonna come up. Do takeoffs. I'm actually helping a buddy of mine look for a bike right now, so I've been in the mindset lately. Custom paint job. Custom paint jobs. On a Busa, that's not an unusual thing. If it was any other bike, I'd be a bit suspicious of that, maybe. But Busas, people do all kinds of crazy stuff to them. All right, we're gonna do another takeoff here. Slow on throttle. This is a tail dragger. And the ground effect. And up we go. Oh, I just realized I had my flaps up, or down, two tabs that whole time. Of course, this is a short takeoff and landing plane, so that makes sense. Well, that's not an uncommon thing with people who are selling stuff private, especially boosas. Did he at least fire it up for you? Did it run good? Is that you? I thought I just saw something fly under me. It could have been some VR shenanigans. Oh my. I thought that was you. I don't know, man. I'm trying to remember. Are you on my Discord? Nice. I'm impressed that you are flying that thing this slow that well. You should PM private message me a link to the Craigslist thing. I got a buddy I can show it to that can spot crap bikes really well. Guy's a freaking used bike guru, but I mean, that's a valid point. If you're not into having a fast bike, the Busa's, that's a fast bike. And Groms are always cool. I'm still kind of hoping that, I think the Grom's getting a redesign next year, which means hopefully that people will be trying to get rid of them to get the new models. And I'm hoping maybe next year I can pick up one a little bit cheaper than what they tend to go for right now. That's really awesome in VR. Nice. It doesn't sound bad. If it ran good, and it sounds like a typical Busa where they've done a whole bunch of stuff to it aftermarket. I'm gonna level off here. Fly back over this way and try to land again. I'm oh, do you already? Ah, what were they offering him for it? It might be worth passing on. If you're not 100% on wanting a Busa, I wouldn't recommend getting a Busa. That's a bike you gotta want. I might switch to a slightly more difficult tail dragger here. I'm kind of low-key trying to practice tail draggers as well as test VR. Because tail draggers have been kicking my ass lately. And I need to work on it. Alright, keep your eyes peeled. You could get something smaller. If you don't want to do a Grom, you could look for like a smaller sport bike or a naked of some sort, a little more comfortable. I'm gonna start descending. Although I don't think I need to practice landing this particular plane. It's not very hard. Putting a flap out. This is a, what is this, a Zlin Savage Cub? I was actually in a real Cub yesterday. I got to the glider port. I'm flying around here for our monthly thing just in time for someone to roll down the field with one and tell me to hop in, so I got to go up on a ride along. It was very fun. Not this particular model, mind you, but it was an old Piper J4, which is a lot like this, but not quite as nice, which is saying something. It's older. And I'm gonna do a slip here to lose some speed. I need to loosen the tension on my pedals a bit here. This is not how the real thing slips. Sorry, Flight Sim, but that's more like it. Might have overdid that, actually. Yeah, I did. A little too much, but in reality, that would have been too low. Let me see. I might have already missed it. Or are you flying still? I can't tell. Are you on the ground? I have a kind of short vision here in VR. I don't see things very far away. I'm gonna try. Here, I'm gonna spin the plane around. Ooh. There's some motion. I have a BMW R1200 RT. It's a touring bike. You just did like a drift, bro. Like that was some like some Tokyo drift shenanigans there in a plane. That was crazy. Start playing some Euro beats. I need to find a harder tail dragger. What do I got? I guess I could still do a few more go-arounds on this thing. I love my motorcycle. I would not recommend it unless you really want a big sport tour, because it's a big chunky sport tour. I don't know why this is more fun in VR. The depth perception's hilarious when people are like in a plane just doing stupid stuff like this. I love it. You're pretty good at handling that on the ground. Although it's kind of funny, the nose
is actually off the ground, but rotating on my screen. How weird. I've noticed this before. It's a thing this does. Are you in a different plane?
What plane are you flying?
I bet you this is because I have generic models.
Here, 1 second. I'm going to do something. Where is it? I don't even know why I have this turned on. Is it under data traffic? Here. What the heck?
That's weird. Now it doesn't show you.
Are you still here, or did you go out into the main menu?
There you are. Yeah, why the heck wasn't it just showing me that? That makes a lot more sense.
I'm going to do another takeoff and go around in this thing real quick. I just want to practice this technique a little bit more. What do you mean, like a Kawasaki concourse? You know, I was not... There's going to be somebody that hates me for this, but I've never been super impressed by the Kawasaki concourse. Its performance on paper is awesome, but every one of them I've seen up close just looked way too chunky. It was like, this thing is just a boat. I'm like, if I want a boat, I'll buy a Goldwing. Which, to be fair, I really love the Goldwing, so that's saying something, but... Oh no! Was that going on? I didn't even know. When was that? No, I went up to the I went to this glider port this weekend. I was there yesterday. It was very fun. It was our monthly thing. Caveat, nobody would ever drive a plane over here unless they were parking it where I'm at right now. But that's okay. Oh, that's sad. No, I never went to that. Come on. There we go, we're off the ground now. You're a maniac. I love it. It's great. I am literally going to fly the pattern here. There we go. I was just showing off. This is the Cedar Creek Soaring Club, and it is it's up 42. What is that? What is this area called? I'm trying to remember. It's like, oh gosh, you know where the Renaissance Festival is? It's up near that. That final thing of flaps out. Slip this bad boy. There we go. I'm doing exactly what I do in real life, which is shy off of it. It was a little bouncy. Could be better, could be worse. Need to work on it. It's a little different in VR. Okay, I'm spinning around. I'm gonna watch you. Well, that's not quite what I was going for, but. All right, I'm watching you. I'm gonna literally park myself right here. This is the worst possible place to be for this. So I'm gonna go over there. That's where I'm gonna go. What in goodness name are you doing over there? What the heck was it? Did you crash? I was gonna say. Yeah, no, this glider port's pretty cool. It's a, it's a soaring club, so they've got different crews. We go up there once a month, have a good time. I got to pick some people's brains. I think I'm too far down the runway for a takeoff, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just try. I wanna stay in ground effect, darn it. Okay. That flap out. I'm gonna do one more of these and then I'm gonna switch planes. Try something a little different. A weird freaking approach. That's what this is. Actually pretty good. I'll take that back. A little bouncy, but I'll take it. Feel like I didn't flare well there, but was otherwise doing pretty good. Yeah, you came back all right. That was quick. Okay. I'm gonna switch planes. Man, I wish I could do that without having to reload. That would be truly glorious, but alas. Because now I probably have to set the darn weather again. Because I'm setting my own personal weather to make this easy. Although, you know what I should do is I should set a crosswind. Like, what's the real weather right now?
I'm gonna set it to live weather. Except I'm gonna make it the middle of the day. So this should be a crosswind, I think, going northward. If I remember correctly, let's look. Yes. North with a little bit of a headwind component. That's fine. So this is a little better practice. Summit Park? Wonder if I can. Is there an airfield up there? Sounds familiar. I'd have to see if I can find it. Or let me try this crosswind takeoff and landing real quick, and then we'll go find it. I want to see how I do. If I do fine here, then I don't really need to practice it too much. All right, I try to remember this startup sequence. Pull that out. Is it that? Okay. I don't think there was anything else I had to do with that. In Blue Ash, okay. Here, let me practice this run real quick, and then we'll go find it. I'll do a different plane, or I'll do this one again. It's already took the time to load, though. I might as well do a flight real quick. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Moving a little too quick there. Are you talking about that airfield that closed down years ago that's like just a park now? Is that the one? I think it is there, actually, although I think it's like listed as an airfield, but it has the ground textures of what it is now, I think. So it's kind of goofy. Yeah, okay. We can do that. Heck, we could probably fly to it. I don't know how long it would take to get there from here. See you up there. Okay. This is crosswind, so we are going to get pushed around a little bit, I think. Let's see. Yep. Look at us. A little more of a thing now. I think we already left the ground. Did that really just happen that fast? Good God. This plane is very short takeoff and landing. Hey, hey. Ha ha ha. I think we're too close here, but that's okay because we're kind of getting pushed. And maintain slightly higher RPM because of the crosswind.
Let me see. I can't tell. Yeah, we're getting pushed around more. That's cool. Let's come around and actually land back the other way. Woo! That pushed me. There's like a decent little gust every once in a while now. I'm too low, actually. That's pretty good. It's crazy. That crosswind screwed the whole process up. There we go. Okay, I'm coming about. I don't see you. There you are. Is this a landing or a stunt performance? I'm gonna just scooch out of the way here real quick. That looks pretty good. Darn engine in the way. Not bad, man. It doesn't load the high quality model until you get a little closer. So you're like this goofy model that's just kind of floating around all derpy like. Like, what is that? That's hilarious. All right, so paramotoring, I have not, but I knew a guy that was going to get into it. I think, actually, was it one of my cousins? This was years ago. I think one of my cousins got into that. Like, they sold their motorcycle and got into it or something. I don't know if they ever did it, though. So let's see. I'm going to load out to main menu real quick and see. But we could take off from that place in Blue Ash. Either we could take off or we could fly to it. I'm fine with either. Why don't I get a little bit more performant aircraft? I don't even know how to fly the big jets, to be completely honest with you. I'm pretty bad at it. Let's find it real quick. It is that one, I believe. What if we took off from that one and tried to go there? How long would that take? Well, that's not very long at all. Why don't we just fly to it? I need another tail dragger. I gotta have a tail dragger that'll kick my butt. What else tail drags? Not that one. That one's the hard mode one. That might do. I haven't really flown those. Don't know much about them. Ooh, I could do the X Cub. That's a pretty decent little tail dragger. Fly a jet. Let me see. I might do that started in the air then. Let's do this. I'll do the Air Maki because I might actually be able to land the Air Maki despite its fighter jet status. It's possible. However unlikely. It's possible. I'm gonna try this real quick, and then I'll depart from that other one and fly the X Cub over there. But I'll try the fighter jet. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna delete this departure. I'm just gonna start airborne, and I'll give it a shot. If it'll let me. It says Cincinnati vicinity. Why is it in thunderstorm mode? It's not is it thunderstorming now? I'm not even looking outside because I'm in VR. I'm gonna do few clouds. And I'm gonna fly. Let's give it a shot. Set that to about there. I'm just gonna try to land it here. I think it should be possible to land an Air Maki. You can land those pretty short. A jumbo jet's definitely not going to land there, but we could try it. I don't even know the first thing about landing a large plane. I could try a citation maybe. I might be able to figure that one out. Maybe. This plane I'm decently good at, I say, as I probably... Why do I not have a cursor? Ah! What are you doing? Oh, hey, there it is. It put us on approach. I'm gonna hide this. We don't need the gun sight. That's cool. Gear is already down. Are my flaps in position? I can't. Yeah, they're already down. We're on final. Well, that just straight up started us on final. This is Blue Ash Airport, which is not an airport anymore. But that's okay. I'm too low. Oh, I don't know, man. Did that car just drive across the airport? That was a terrible landing, but it worked. Okay, okay. No. Where are you at again? I'm trying to remember.
Because we've been by that one airfield that you mentioned that one time, and I'm trying to remember where that was now. What state? All right, let's try something bigger. Heck with it. We'll give it a go. I don't think it's going to work, though. That's a really short airstrip. What could do that? Let's try a Cessna Citation. Not quite a jumbo jet, but it might work. If I could find the darn thing, where is it at? I might be able to land a Beechcraft. Maybe. Seriously, I don't know the first thing about this plane, so it's gonna go very wrong. This is Cincinnati Blue Ash. Oh wait, we don't want departure, we want arrival. Oh god, I have it set to thunderstorms. Sorry. That happened very quickly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, we crashed it. We crashed it. I'm gonna have to fire the game back up. Come on. Track. Track, darn you. There we go. No, it's not. I don't even think the Citation could do it. But we could easily fly that little bush plane majig over there. Maybe? Maybe. I'm like looking out. There's like a little gap down here under my nose. I'm looking at the screen. That's why I look like this right now. There it goes. This takes a little while to launch. I'm gonna have to try one of those little stunt plane trainers. That would be a decent one to practice some tail drag or takeoff and landings with something with a little more oomph to them. Because biplanes and the other one, the Spitfire, are just kicking my butt. I gotta wait until it loads in. We're gonna be looking at this next up box here for another moment. Come on. Time is anyway. That off? That's off. That's fine. We don't need it. There we go. So a little trick here with VR that I found is for some reason it puts you slightly off center. So I get myself comfortable. Then I shift my torso ever so slightly that way and it puts you in the right spot. I don't know why. We might have just crashed it again. Nope, it caught up. I'm not gonna lie, the game is beautiful in flat mode and you can't possibly compare to that in VR, but this is way better. Like, VR flying is way better. It's mildly disappointing to me that they designed this game without thinking of that ahead of time and had to add it after the fact. A little bit disappointing. Just saying.
they should really have built it with that in mind from the ground up, because making a flight simulator in 2020, or even in the last couple of years, and not supporting VR right out of the gate 100% is a little dumb, in my opinion. Some slight criticism there. Okay, we're gonna try. I'm not doing it in a thunderstorm though, so that's not happening. Do a few clouds. Because I think if they had designed this game engine with VR in mind from the gate out of the gate, and not as an additional thing they added to it. Oop. It doesn't like something I'm doing. It might be the citation. Because that just crashed again. Okay. Well, why don't I launch it one more time here? And then we'll just try flying there with a normal plane. Because I'm betting there's something in the cockpits in the bigger planes that it's not playing nicely with. And I don't necessarily want to keep fighting it. We'll give it another minute to start up here. But I think that is, I mean, Flight Simulator is already a very hardware intense, is I think a friendly way of putting it, game. And then you add VR on top of that without designing it to do that from the get-go. Makes it difficult. I'm sure I'm being a spoiled gamer saying that, but because VR is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And this is working pretty good now that I've got my graphics card cranked up a little bit. Like, it's not bad. Could be better. It's not bad. And like I said, honestly, flat versus VR, no real comparison. VR is awesome. It's just freaking awesome. So much better. For flying purposes, for practicing, for getting more of that realistic feel. For sightseeing, flat all the way, because you can turn it into a photo simulator. Okay. Gotta wait for this to load. Just checking for updates right now. Now it's loading forever. I suppose it could. There we go. You'll probably have to resend that because I don't think I see it anymore. Where are we at here? So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna set 20H9 as my departure. I'm gonna set Blue Ash as my arrival. And I'm gonna set my plane as the X Cub. What was the performance on that one little plane though that I was looking at? That little guy. That's not too bad. That might be fun to try. Let's try the Meteor Cub though. I'm trying to get this YMF-5 to fly well, but it's not having it right now. All right, I'm in your group. I'm gonna take off at 20H9 and fly to KISZ. KISZ. This plane should take off basically the same way. I don't foresee problems with that. An interesting virtual area they stick you in here. Let's see, I didn't quite get my centering right. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do the startup on this plane. Oh well, I'll mess with it next. Let me recenter a little bit here. There we go. That's perfect. I don't know why it's off center. Okay. I don't think I can... Can I see the tail from here? I can't tell. No. Oh, that's neat. That's fun. This cockpit's really cool in VR. I wonder what all that is. Oh, it's like radio stuff. Very cool. I see you there. Okay. I'm gonna take off in this bad boy. This is a little bit less ideal in VR, unfortunately, because I had to turn the resolution down, but it's doable. I can still see this for the most part. Wonder if you'd have this open or not. All right, everything's set. Brakes off. I'm gonna take off. There should be a bit of a crosswind right now, I think. That wibbly wobbliness. Come on. I could do that a little better, I think. Oh, this thing slips for days. Come on, stop bouncing, you jerk. That was terrible. Look at the terrible landing. That's an excellent question to which I do not have an answer. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. Hey, how's it going? Hey, look at that. That was much better. All right, I'm gonna be up here. There you are. That's at about 2,500 RPMs. And I'm gonna come about. Should give you plenty of time to catch up to me. There we go. Yeah, there you are. Where'd you get to? I'm gonna make a left turn here. Meet this flight path. Momentarily, probably about now. There we go. Cool. I'm probably gonna only go up to about, what, 3,500 feet? There's something coming in fast. Goodness gracious. We're impinging on some traffic, I think is what we're doing. I think there's an airport. We're probably in the way of it. I don't think we'd actually be able to do this in real life. Like this exact path. Oh, here. I hit 3,500. I'm gonna level out. Come on. Okay, I guess I hit 3,600. My excellent airmanship. Excellent. There we go. Is that King's Island? I can't rightly tell. That looks like it could be a model of King's Island over there. I think somebody... Did they actually model King's Island? I don't remember that being there. Course correct slightly to the left here. I can't tell, or was that just some weird geometry stuff? This is 71. I'm gonna fix my my sinking here. Yeah. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna make a little bit of a jaunt around this park here to the left. Huh. There's some geometry associated with it. That's not, sure not correct. Oh! It is! It's there. That's fun. That's local amusement park. It's recognizable. I'm sinking like crazy because I'm like trying to look at it. How cool. Where you at? Where you at? There you are. All right, I'm gonna get this thing back on course and back to altitude. Yeah, how cool is that that's there? It wasn't last time, so it must have gotten added, and I just haven't bothered to come back and look. That's really fun. No, what's awesome about it is it was recognizable. All right, course correcting. Good enough.
Got the shadow off of you passing in front of the sun there. That was fun.
Okay. Is that where I'm headed? I can't tell. That is an airfield there. Is that the Blue Ash one? Might be it. Not 100% on that. Don't think it is. Can't rightly tell. No, that's not it. I don't know what that is. Oh. You know something? I think that's the one. Let's see. I could be mistaken. No, we're being directed to something else. We could look at this while we go over it. I mean, I could. Why am I all over the place? It is in here, like it's on this plane. It's a good plane for it. I think it's up there. Can't rightly tell. But yes, this plane has an autopilot. Should be full featured. It's this. I'm like pointing at it like it's physically in front of me. It's all this stuff in the middle here. All right, where am I looking for? We need to like determine where the heck this is actually located. It should be like right under us. I think. That might be it out there where that little blue building is. I'm gonna start descending. I think I'm right over top of it. I'm gonna come about to the left and see. Yep, there's the airport. Put some flaps out. Let's get this thing slowed down. See how well I land at it. I don't know. I don't know how to land this plane yet. Not particularly good at it, but we'll try. I'll come around. I think I could have waited longer, but that's okay.
500. 500.
There we go. Too high, but the flaps ought to help. There we go. Not bad. I love that it's here, but it's really not an airfield. I'm just gonna pull off. So they've got like the texture here, but it's not really like laid out to be an airfield very well. I really enjoy it. That was cool though. Should we go like putz around Cincinnati in these? I feel like we should. Or we could try, why don't we grab those little stunt planes? Do you have that one? The little, oh gosh. This is such a nice plane to fly. It's hard to not want to fly it, is the thing. But, what was that plane? I'm gonna pop to the main menu real quick. It's the... Wonder why it does that view. Really disconcerting. Is it the extra? I was gonna go with one of the wimpier ones, like one of the trainer, the Robin Cap 10. That's a tail dragger. Put a fuel load of fuel in it. Wow, that can go pretty far, can't it? You don't even need that. Okay. Let's do, well. There we go. I'm gonna take off from that same airport we were just at, and we'll just go putz around this area. I don't know anything about flying this plane though, so we'll see how I do. Bush planes are just so fun though. Gosh, I need to do more of that, especially in VR. Bush flying in VR is pretty great. This should be fun though, because I think we can do some stunts in this thing. Ooh, this has actually pretty decent field of view. The only unfortunate thing is the complete and utter lack of navigation, which was kind of nice in the other cockpit, but we can just pop the VFR map and put it down there. Cool. I can see that. What was that, man?
That was really, really funny. It's how you airplane, bro. Are you like translating and oh my. Okay. Let me know when you're back in. I think you're back in. Nice. Okay. Okay. I can't guarantee how successfully that's going to go, but we'll try. You tell me when, man. I think the brakes are probably on, aren't they? I'm gonna turn the brakes off. There we go. Okay, good. This has flaps. I don't know if you take off with flaps in this plane or not. Hey, what up? Okay, I'm coming up there. We'll try. This is probably going to go very poorly, but we'll see. Close enough. There we go. How's it going? It'd be cheesy. I can give one of. I'd be like, one of those. We'll do one of those. You let me know when to go. I'm gonna try. Give it one notch of flaps. Okay. All right, you say when, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Fought with my graphics card and my VR headset all day and kind of got this working now. So feeling pretty good about myself. You're like wibble wobbling all over the place on my screen. Okay. I'm watching. I actually got to go up on a ride along on a real plane yesterday. That was very cool. Up at our local glider port. Was a good day. It's pretty good. I'm running it at about 80% game resolution, but I noticed that the resolution it was trying to render at was dramatically higher than the actual headset, so it's looking pretty crisp right now. Everything's very readable and clear. And even stuff in the distance. I don't know, I seem to have found a good balance, I think. Oh, this plane flies really good. The resolution helps. I had a Vive, like an original Vive, and it was not great for this. But the Index, it really clears everything up. It's just really hard to drive the Index. I'm way too close. Here, let's see. I'm really bad at formation flying, by the way. I'm just going to let you know that right ahead of time. Like, really, really terrible about it. So we might have to work on that. Put these flaps away. God, that looked so cool, though. I will say, like, what you're seeing is a reasonable approximation of what I'm seeing without the 3D effect from having looked at it. Like this, the dash here is just great. It looks real. It's crisp. It's clear. There's almost no jagged edges to be seen. It's awesome. Stuff in the distance gets blurrier and not so crisp, but it looks really good right now. But even without all the the visual fidelity that you get with flat mode, VR, man, flying in VR, if you're going for realism, it is, even without it looking realistic out there, it's more realistic because the sensation of depth and space is just awesome. It is just awesome. And sorry, I've been like chit-chatting and I'm like pontificating about the wonders of VR, and I'm not paying attention to where you got to, so I'm going to do like a wacky maneuver and see if I can find you. Where'd you get to? There you are. Thank you. I think the coolest thing is just a little while ago, earlier in the stream, I was doing takeoff practice in a Piper at the glider port I was at yesterday, flying around in a Piper, and it really is like visually spot on. It's pretty great. Get a little crazy there. This is not the glider port. This is actually not even an airport anymore in real life, but it's still here in the flight simulator. We'll back that throttle off a bit. Put it at 25. I did see you, but I don't see you anymore. That's a little hard. That was a little hard on the VR. I don't know if my rig is going to handle aerobatics very well, unfortunately. I have pushed my computer to the absolute limits. I don't see you right now. I've overclocked the hell out of my graphics card, and I've optimized this thing as much as it could possibly be done. And I'm just barely able to play the game and stream it at the same time, just barely. I'm on a 2070 Super, so I am only so much I can do. I get my trim set somewhat visually. There we go. Yeah, I don't see you anymore. Yeah, I'm thinking for stunt work, we need to go full throttle, for sure. That's cool, though. There you are. That's, there's Lunkin over there. It looks pretty good in VR. What altitude am I at? Let me see. I'm gonna get a little more altitude, try some stunts, and we'll see how the VR handles it. I don't know how well it's gonna do. But I probably could use a few thousand feet for such purposes.
Oh, this is pretty damn spectacular. I like this plane. I haven't used this one much before. This is a really nice plane for, like, looking around. I think because the cockpit's kind of large, being a side-by-side. Okay. I'm going to go up to about 5,000, I think. This seems like a reasonable climb speed. Maybe a little bit lower on the nose there. I like that. Get a little more speed. That'll help. Okay. This ought to be more than enough to try some things. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna let the nose drop a little bit. Gain some speed. Let it off a little too fast. That's nice and responsive. I'm used to some planes that have a little bit of a lag time, like heavier ones. There's a little lag time on that response after that. And that is nice. There we go. That's pretty good. Aileron rolls work really well in VR. Let's try a loop. Not bad. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back down to 2,500 RPM and let my speed come down. In fact, I'll just back it off a bit more. Where are we anyway? I'm trying to figure out. There's Lunkin over there. Where you at? Okay, I'm gonna make a right turn, so that should slow me down a bit and give you some time to catch me. There you are. How you doing back there? Catching up? Or do I need to slow down more? This does not have rudder trim. I wonder what this is in real life. This little bar. Again, I'm pointing at things that are in the cockpit like they're physically in front of me, but this little bar, I wonder what it is. Kind of an odd thing, right? Okay. Let me know when you catch up. I'm just putzing along at the moment. There's Lunken Airfield. Oh, I know a plane I need to fly next. I'm what I'm doing right now, other than just goofing around in VR, I'm kind of low-key trying to practice my tail dragger takeoff and landings. Because they've been kicking my butt. Well, with the new Spitfire and everything, that thing is hard to take off in. So the more of these takeoff and landings and tail draggers I do, the better. And I just thought of the ultimate tail dragger to practice hard mode tail dragger landings in. And I'll just say that for now. Plus, it's a cool thing. It's not too bad. What is this? It's in kilometers per hour, so I have no idea what the equivalent is. Oh my god, I'm so American right now. I'm gonna make another right turn to give you time to catch up because I wanted to head this way anyway. The plane handles really well. Where you at? Where you at? I don't even see you anymore. Unless you're behind me. That's weird. On my right. Why am I not seeing you now? Unless you're below me, I wouldn't see you. Or you could be behind my wing if you're near me. Oh my gosh. Stop telling me things, Steam VR. I don't care. Hey, thanks, man. Glad you've been enjoying. Let me know what happens with that bike search, dude. Like I said, it's going to be a good time for searching for a bike here, I think, this spring. So, if you miss out on this one, I wouldn't get too upset by it. There'll definitely be more in the coming weeks as people clear stuff out and try to make some extra cash. But have a good one. I totally still can't see you. I'm gonna go look at the city. I'm gonna descend. I need to turn off these, like, somebody is playing something things that pop up in VR because they're getting in my way. So this isn't engine idle, but it's definitely engine slow. Really? How weird. I don't know why it's not showing me that. It's multiplayer in this is weird sometimes. It just doesn't always show you stuff. I'm gonna make a turn here. I'm gonna go down along the river here. Although I don't think it's going to afford me the best views, so I might have to swoop around the city. I'll probably go out here past the city a little bit and then do a nice left turn and come about, and that should point us directly at it. Like maybe along this river here. Yeah, unfortunately. A little bit of a stream delay. We'll have to do voice chat next time. We'll have to set that up. But like I said, like I'm literally pushing this thing to the brink at the moment. So trying to go into menus is going to start screwing it up. Running pretty good though in these planes. I'm gonna bank a little more. There's a view of the city. That's awesome. That is awesome. That looks really good in VR. Like really good. Although the traffic is too sparse. Do another left turn here. I'm gonna bring my throttle back up to about 2,000 RPMs. Oh, here we go. I know what to do. I know what to do. I'm gonna throttle way the hell up. This is a stunt plane after all. How awesome. How awesome. Nope. It is completely deloaded you from mine. I don't know why. This plane is cool, but it is limited. It's very limited. I'm getting a little altitude here.
We could find somewhere to land and reload in different planes. I think I'm confident enough to try one of the harder planes now. Oh, that's right. There was one. Okay. So follow me over this way. We're going to cut back over here and we can land at that Lunken airport we flew over a minute ago. Over this way to the east here, down the river. We'll back this off 2,500 RPM. That seems like a reasonable place to stick it. It's not quite the red line. We're just cruising along. That's Lunken over there. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna make a right turn and head along the river here. Back that off some more.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Alrighty. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for flying with me, man. This was fun.
Little group flying is always entertaining. It's one of the things I like about this most. All right, we're going to try the hard mode tail dragger / comedy plane. This is going to be a weird turn. Well, the flaps on this thing are like air brakes. Good grief. A weird plane. There we go. That was pretty sloppy, but I'll take it. Bye. Catch you later. This is a neat plane. I like this one. I'm going to have to fly this more often. Okay.
Let's see. God, that's weird. It's like being cross-eyed. This is just strange. What time is it anyway? 9 something? Yeah. Here, we'll try, do this. Actually, I don't have a configuration for plane I was thinking, but that's okay. That would be a harder plane. I want to try this thing, but I feel like it's just going to kick my butt because it's too realistic. You could try it. Let's see. I feel like it's going to go very poorly. Should check if I got any text messages. Nope. That's fine. Come on, load.
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00
I remember this was a problem last time too, where the darn head was here. And I had to do something to get rid of him. I don't remember what. I think the answer is going to be just moving myself forward. Also, like, recentering my head. There we go. Do it this way. There we go. There it is. I don't know why he's still there. Oh well. That's okay. The goal here is to get the plane off the ground. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. We'll stick back. Very wimpy throttle. This plane, I'll tell you what, this darn plane, it's pretty bad. I just think there's something wrong with that plane. I'm gonna try it again. I'm probably not up to snuff yet. My tail draggers. I need to work on it.
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta ready at runway 25.
I would just love to get rid of this stupid guy. Why is he here? Hide the pilot. I don't want him here. Got the brakes. As soon as the nose is down, it's just, whoop, here we go, we're going stupid. How dumb. Oh well. It was closer. I just, the fact that I have to fight the pilot model is really annoying me, so I'm gonna try the one that was actually giving me a hard time. I don't know. I gotta look up how to get rid of that pilot model permanently. It's always there, despite turning it off. It's even there when you're doing head tracking, which is a problem. I don't need him. Anyway, I'm gonna try this plane. This is the one that's giving me fits. Where's it at? Yeah.
Lunkin Tower 0
Oh, cool.
X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta ready at runway 25 departing straight
What
up.
a neat cockpit. Okay. We're gonna try. I don't think it's gonna go well, but we're gonna try. This plane has so much power. Not quite. So this is going to be where the practice gets real. Might try this next time. Get worn down. VR is actually somewhat exhausting. I'm gonna give myself a headache if I keep going too much longer.
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta at runway 25 ready for takeoff departing straight out.
Whoa. I did not expect that. That thing just came off the ground. Really? No kidding. Okay. Well, there's the trick. I'm using too much power. I bet you don't even need +7 boost unless you're into a... This thing it's a freaking... I don't even know how much horsepower this engine has, but it's ridiculous.
Charlie Tango Delta ready for departing straight out at runway 25.
Oh. Back that off. Brakes off. There we go. Sloppy, but I'll take it. You're up. Flaps were already at neutral. Let's try that one more time. Well, how nice is this plane to fly in VR? Good grief.
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta ready at runway 25 straight out departure.
That's all you need. Okay, so that's the takeoff. That's what I was doing wrong. What a neat plane.
Charlie Tango Delta, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
What are you?
Charlie Tango Delta, acknowledge. Last transmission.
Don't really care. I wish I could figure out where the hell the transmitter is. Okay, we're doing this next time. We're flying this. That is what's happening. Good grief.
Charlie Tango Delta, did you copy?
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta frequency change.
How freaking cool is this? Oh my god. It looks so good. Practicing my coordination there. Need to work on that more. We're decently high up, I think. What are we at? We're at 10,000 feet now. Alright, we're gonna turn the fuel pressure on. Back this off. Getting this thing trimmed is somewhat hard. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, let's do some stunt work. Honestly, this thing can probably do this as is, but we'll lift the nose. Alright, we're gonna try this. That does really good. There was somebody down there a minute ago at Lunkin, but they don't appear to be there anymore. I don't know. How do you get this thing slowed up? That'd do it. Still way too high. I don't know what the stall speed is on this thing anymore. Come on. Bouncy. But hey, that was a landing. Hey, how's it going? Is it worth getting it just for Flight Sim? I don't know yet, actually. Whoop, and we're flipping the plane. That's okay. Boy, I'll tell you what. Flight Simulator. I'm just gonna park this thing because I'm kind of putzing along here. Is it worth getting it for Flight Sim? So right now it's really hard to run. I got a 2070 Super in my machine, and I can do it when I'm not streaming fairly easily. I got to turn settings down pretty low, but I can do it while I'm not streaming pretty easily. And it is like visually you can tell, because what you're probably seeing is pretty close to what I'm seeing. It's not as pretty as it is flat mode, but boy, if what you want is the flying experience, yes. VR is dramatically better. Like, this is so good right now. But, like, to get it working here with streaming, I had to, like, pull out all the stops. Oh, well, hell yeah, then. You'd be able to run it, for sure. But don't just stop there. There's a lot of good VR content out there too that it's worth getting it for. But yes, I think VR is worth it for Flight Simulator. Especially if you have a 3070 in your machine, you're gonna have a good time with it. The realism is just too good. Like, let me restart. Although I can't promise like actually succeeding at getting this plane into the air. Again, because it's very hard to fly. But no, it's pretty great. And again, the
the ability to just freely look around the cockpit, actually move your head the way you would, having depth perception is just, it's too good. It's too good.
Yeah, thank you.
Lunkin Tower 0
Yeah, well, I know that.
Charlie
I know
Tango
that
Delta
feeling.
Ready at runway 25 departing
I
straight.
want an upgrade. I want to do a 3080, but I'll have to pay out the nose for it. That's for sure. I'm gonna fly this thing in the air again. Maybe. We'll see. There's some other really good VR content though, including if you've ever heard of VTOL VR, which is also on Steam. That is a flight simulator built from the ground up for VR. It's military focused, so you're flying like kind of sci-fi fighter jets. It's stylized. It's a not cell shaded, but kind of a simple graphics thing with really nice detailed cockpits. And it's so good because it was built for VR, so you're actually like reaching around like poking buttons and stuff if you have the index controllers. And if you got the other controllers, you can still reach out and poke the buttons and grab things and move stuff. It's great. But no, I'm gonna do a takeoff. It's pretty good. I'm a big fan of that. I like Zero Caliber VR, which is still in development. That is excellent. That's a mil sim shooter. Is pretty good. Blade and Sorcery, also still in development. Excellent. Sword fighting. There's a couple other really good things for it. I was actually in the Kickstarter for the Titanic VR experience thing. That's something else. But I definitely think if you've got a 3070 and you can drive the headset, this is a really fun experience in VR. So I'm going to try to take off. It's probably going to go horribly wrong. If it goes horribly wrong, I'll just switch to a different plane that's a little bit easier to fly, because I've been practicing all night to try to do this. And it ain't easy. All right, here we go. There we go. Not bad. It's sloppy, but not bad. This is a very hard plane to fly. You're up. Flaps are already away. I haven't flown that much one much yet. I need to. How is it? It seems like it's a really good plane. I actually saw
Lunkin Tower 0 X-ray 00
two guys
Charlie Tango
landing.
Delta frequency change.
I was flying around up by my my local glider port that's north of this city here, Cincinnati, in real life, and so there were actually people landing at it in caravans. I was amazed because that's a big plane. That's a real big plane compared to what I would expect to land on a little grass field, but they were doing it pretty easily. I'm gonna head off this way so I don't cross into the traffic from the airport. Big airport right there. Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to play with that then. So it's like a turboprop bush plane. I'm down with that. Very down with that. I'm a big fan of the TBM 930 Aero is pretty glorious. And I like a lot of the little bush planes are very fun. The X Cub is amazing. And then a lot of these mod planes are just awesome. Like this Spitfire mod is great, but boy is this a hard plane to take off in. Where are we at? We're high enough for stunt work. Get this back up to speed here. There we go. Oh, here, I can show you some. So this is a Spitfire, and it is glorious. A very well done mod. Everything in the cockpit is modeled really exacting. The startup sequence and everything is really good. And it is, I think, fairly realistic because the takeoff is very brutally difficult, which apparently it kind of is in real life because it's a tail dragger with an absolute ridiculous amount of horsepower on takeoff. And once you get it in the air, it's just so nice to fly, though. Let's see here. Get a little speed here, we can do a loop. A really good flying plane. But here, let me show you a couple other ones. I'll show you the one I think is the best add-on plane in the game right now, personally. At least it's my favorite. I have a couple of fighter jets and stuff that are really great. There's a Eurofighter Typhoon, there's an F-15. The F-15 mod is excellent and it's getting better. But they have one I can't possibly recommend enough. It's called the Aermacchi MB339. And it is a great airplane. It's like an old late 70s, early 80s Italian training fighter jet. And it's just so well modeled, and it handles so well. It's one of my favorite planes. Oh, there you go. That's awesome. No, it's literally my favorite plane. It's been out since like October, I think, and they've had enough time to really nail it. And it's so fun to fly. I managed to track down a copy of the training manual, like the actual training manual for it. And I felt like I actually learned a lot about piloting from that experience.
Cincinnati Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta ready at runway 27 departing straight out.
This thing is just glorious. Excuse me. Oh, do they? Do they still fly them? Dude, that's so freaking cool.
That's so freaking cool. That makes me so happy. This is such a neat plane. I'm actually going to hold the brakes for a minute and get it to 80. There we go.
Envoy tree 676, clear to land runway 27.
Back that off a little bit.
Eric on final. Wind 276, a tree. Clear to land runway 27, envoy tree 676.
I have been, I bought this when it came out, and I've been playing it quite a bit since then. I think I've got about
You are leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
80 or 90 something flight hours logged and 100 some odd hours of messing around with this game. I've done a little bit of flying in real life, but obviously nothing like this. Alright, we're gonna climb. This thing climbs at 250. Push that throttle up a little bit. Oh yeah, I have no idea how to do that. That's actually a thing I'm trying to learn more. Like departures and approaches. I've messed around a little bit with it, and I feel like I'm like just sitting there like trying to do math, and I'm using like a slide rule and an abacus, and I'm trying to do physics, which I guess somebody somewhere did at some point, but I feel pretty silly when I'm trying to figure it out. But I'm learning. Gosh, I love this plane so much. Good little stunt plane, too. It's very fun to fly. This is an excellent, like, learning plane. In my opinion. What are we at, 15,000?
Cincinnati Tower, Endeavor 532.510 miles north inbound ILS runway 27 approach.
On the A320, yeah. I've heard the big jets are not great yet, which is somewhat disappointing.
Envoy tree 676, turn next taxiway.
I've mostly stuck to smaller planes.
27 approach, Endeavor 5325.
This thing, I think, kind of taught me a lot about I'm not getting any right now, actually. I'm about to shut this radio up is what I'm about to do. Here, I'm going to tune. There.
Endeavor 4862, contact Cincinnati approach on 123.875.
I'm going to find like a random. There we go. All right, now we won't have to listen to anybody. I don't know, actually. I fought this thing all day. I spent a couple hours overclocking my GPU and then optimizing the hell out of this, but it's doing a good job right now, yeah. With the scenery in the distance.
It's nothing compared to what you can get in flat mode, but it's working really well. But a lot of it, I think, comes down to the resolution on the index is so high by default. It has a very high res display. It's like 21 something by 24 something, I think, or 22 something by 24 something. So it's got a lot of pixels to work with, and you get a nice crisp image in the distance. There's a plane. I'm pretty resistant to motion sickness myself. I do get it from time to time. I haven't been noticing it much with this, which is nice. At least not recently. Now, when I was messing with it earlier and my frame rates were terrible while I was getting it optimized, yes. But I have the game set mostly to low settings for VR, and I have it running at about 80% render resolution because I found it was actually trying to render at a much higher resolution than the headset. So I turned it down so it was closer to the headset, but still slightly over it. And it seems to look really good and still run well. And I have it frame locked at 30, which would normally be very bad in VR, but I'm finding in the flight simulator is not too awful. Yeah, I think the optics in here are better than my, I have a Vive also that I bought when they came out. And it would be like everything out there would be a blur right now. You wouldn't be able to see any of it. Just what was in the cockpit would be barely viewable. I think the Index has better optics than the Vive did, so that might be contributing. I don't know much about how anybody's experience with any of the newer stuff, mind you. But I can do this, and it's not really bothering me too much. This plane can do loops as well. Gain some speed real quick. It's a little juddery in here, but not too much. Yes, I have heard that. Yes, the resolution from what I've heard, and I think maybe a little bit wider field of view, I'm not sure. I've heard people say that for flight simming and simming in general, like cars and stuff, it's just awesome. If you have a machine that can drive it, which it sounds like you do. Track IR is great. I have like a goofy rig I made with a Track IR clip and then a PlayStation Eye camera that I took the infrared filter out of and put an infrared filter in. And then open track, and I've got it doing head tracking. And it does a pretty good job. So when I'm playing it in flat mode, I always have that. Oh, dude, everything's impossible to find right now. It's so horrible. You can't find graphics cards. You can't get headsets. You can't get consoles. You can't get parts. It sucks. I'm going to switch to a different plane. What else do I got here? Let's see. Oh, here, you gotta check this thing out. It's great.
I'm gonna do... Ooh, should I do the RIP edition? It's so hard to fly. It's so hard to fly. I'm gonna try it. This is gonna go poorly. Okay, you gotta see this. Yeah, graphics cards, man. Yep, no, it's horrible. That i5 8600 and a 2070 Super is not far off of what mine is. I'm running a 2070 Super, and I'm running a there is a control we have to map here. I'm gonna put this on the ground, and we're gonna try to take this thing. You got to see this, how silly this plane is. I'm running a 2070 Super, and I have a 3900X AMD. Which is more for streaming purposes because I can dedicate 4 cores to doing the encoding and do all of my encoding on the processor. And then I do recording on the NVIDIA, the chip on the NVIDIA card. So I can record and stream at the same time. But that was why I splurged on the nice processor. But the 2070 Super, man, I'm happy with it. I'm glad I got it not last year, but the year before. Because otherwise I would have been stuck with a 980 and I would not have been a happy camper. Why are you stopped? All right, you gotta see this. This is amazing. This is the Blériot. I have to set a setting though. There's a control that has to be mapped, or we're not gonna be able to fly it properly. This was the first plane that crossed the English Channel, and this is a brutally accurate representation of it, and it's just awful to fly, and I love it. Here, let me find this real quick. What is it? It's the engine. There's like an engine cutoff. Where is it? And you have to blip the engine in order to come out of the air. Is it toggle engine master? It might be that one. I think it's that one. Pretty sure. Yeah, okay. There we go. No, it's not. This is a decidedly unsafe plane. The guy that crossed the English Channel in this thing, I think he died in one later on, or no, somebody else did. Somebody crossed the Alps in an upgraded one and then crashed it after he had landed it. It flipped over on the runway. These planes were crazy. This is from like the early 1900s. All right, we've attained airborneness. Now we're gonna ride the ground effect. For a while, a very long while. Until we gain enough speed to climb. Ooh, it's a hard plane to fly.
Okay, we are in the air. It's so fun in VR, though, to look at. I love it. You can't see what I'm doing with the stick and the controls, but this is very hard to control. And there is a crosswind, I think, so we're getting pushed around by that. I know. I had the Vives, so I bought the controllers first, actually, like 2 years ago, because those were the thing I was most excited about. I'm just gonna let the wind push me. The wind is literally pushing me. I'm just using the stick to keep me level and letting the wind shove me in that direction. This is called a Blériot. I forget what model it is. It is the plane that crossed the English Channel. Oh my god, you can see the ignition occurring in the engine there. There's little flashes of red. That's amazing. I love it. Flying pretty good right now, but I am almost full stick forward to the right. We'll see. That's going to be the tricky part. They're very hard to land. The upgraded one actually flies pretty well. It flies like a real plane and not like this weird thing that this is. I'm gonna try. Look at the wheels are literally bicycle wheels. Yep, that sounds like a plan. That's basically what I did. I bought the controllers like 2 years ago, and then I saved up over the course of the year, and I bought the headset over the winter. And I haven't had to buy the new base stations yet because the Vive base stations worked with it, so I was able to save some money that way. Thankfully. Alright, we're going to come about and try to land. We'll do one more circuit here. There's that wind. Crosswind's trying to flip me. So the big problem they had with these planes is that their engines were so wimpy. Not only could they barely get them into the air, but they didn't have any engine braking, so they wouldn't slow down. Like, the plane was so slow already that just the moving through the wind would keep the propeller spinning and keep the engine going. So they would blip the throttle entirely on and off with a blip switch in order to get out of the air. So I'm going to try that. And I don't know how well it's going to work. But we're going to head down this way and come about and give ourselves a nice long run. Throttle down a little bit.
This is actually pretty high up now.
The problem I have with this plane and the more upgraded version is getting it into the onto the ground. It's hard to get it out of the air once it's in the air because it's just so slow. You don't really have a lot of wiggle room to slow down and descend. I'm gonna back the engine off. All right, we're definitely descending. Give it a little juice while we're turning. Just a little. I don't mind that at all. My name on Steam is the same as my name on here, so. All right, here's where the fun starts. Cool. I'll get that here once I'm out of VR. A little hard to do right now. Ooh. Trying to spin there. All right, we're gonna cut the throttle. And I think I just killed the engine, unfortunately, which is not quite where and when I wanted to do that. But we'll work with it. Probably for the best. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, here we go. Do I have the tail on the ground? I do. I did it. I landed it. Holy crap. It's always an exciting thing when I land this. I actually felt like that was easier in VR than it otherwise might be. And I think this has brakes, but using them is an excellent way to flip yourself over. Thank you. So I'm just going to let it coast to a stop. Well, look at that. I'm gonna have to make a clip out of that later. That was a really good little flight. What's it say? Anything else? No? Okay. Wish it told me how high I got. Yeah, it looks like about 89 hours of flight time. So that's the Blériot. I love it. It was an excellent mod. And there's 3 versions of it in the mod. That was the RIP edition, which is like a full brutal realism mode according to them. There's the non-RIP edition, which is still brutally hard, but it doesn't wander as much as that one does. Like the nose and everything on that wanders around a little bit. It gets tossed around by wind more. And then there's a
There's the upgraded one, which is the Gnome engine one, which that's the one that actually crossed the Alps, and it actually flies really good. Like, it's a decent little plane. Like, you can do stalls and try to do spins in it, but it's so slow it literally can't spin, which is really funny, in my opinion. And then my other favorite, I'm still trying to get this Caronato one that's in Flight Simulator to work well, but it's an absolute bear to take off in, and I feel like I'm just sucking at it. There's some magic trick to it that I'm not getting. And then they have the F-15, which is glorious. Just glorious, really. Like, here, I'll take off. Whereas, there's Joint Base Andrews. This is over by our Washington, D.C. This mod started out not as good, and it's gotten progressively better every update, and it's starting to feel very real now, I think. Like, it feels more accurate to how planes behave. And they got, like, afterburners working and properly and whatnot now, which is pretty great. It's an absolute bear to land, though. I'm still struggling with it.
Andrews Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta ready at runway 01 left, departing
I need
straight
to
out.
fix my head position. That's closer to correct. We need to, before I fly this plane, we need to turn down the volume. Oh, really? I'm gonna have to look that up later. I wonder if it's similar. So this plane, the latest update kind of broke the sound, where it simulates having hearing protection on. So it's insanely loud, so we have to turn everything down as much as possible, or we will deafen ourselves flying this plane. So, come on. That should do. Okay, I haven't flown this in VR yet. I'm actually excited here. Brakes off. Brakes in. Throttle up. We're away. Flaps away. Gotcha. Okay, so it was the one they used before that.
Charlie Tango Delta, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Andrews Tower 0 X-ray 00 Charlie Tango Delta frequency change.
So I don't think we can see it, but there go the afterburners. The only problem this has in VR is that there's some kind of glitch with the HUD, and it makes it all wibble wobbly when you're in VR. So it's hard to read how fast you're going, unfortunately.
we just broke the sound barrier. I'm gonna level off and start a climb. Yeah, it was having problems at first. They've gotten it a lot better. It's still not quite right. Like, there's some stuff with the switches and whatnot that aren't real, I think, but they're getting better. What are we at? 35,000 now? This is pretty optimal. Feel like we should dive down there and zip past the DA-40. All right, we're at 44,000. I'm gonna level off and let the afterburners get us going. It's a little hard to trim, I find. Wow, we got up here real darn quick. We're doing about Mach 1.2. It can do Mach 2.5, but it takes a little while to get there. Head out that way. It's just a really awesome plane to fly because of how fast it goes. About Mach 1.6 now. A little more altitude out of this. That's looking good. 1.7, 1.8. I feel like when it gets to about this point, like 1.8, 1.9, it starts to speed up a little bit and how quickly it accelerates. As long as you keep the nose down enough that it can stay level. Wow, we are moving very fast, though. Goodness gracious. The sense of speed is way better in VR. Like, of just how fast you're traveling. Wow. Okay. That's quick. Goodness gracious. We're at Mach 2. I love planes with HUDs. It's great. Come on, get a little faster. It sure creeps up once you get it up to about Mach 2. It's very slow to get to a max speed. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, that's crazy. That pattern is a city. How wild. This is actually kind of screwing with my inner ear a little bit. Like, the visual of how fast I'm moving versus not having that movement is, it's not making me motion sick. It's giving me like a sense of imagined weight when I have my head tilted like this. Like, I should be pushed back more than what I'm really feeling. That's really fun. That's really fun. All right, we're Mach 2.2. Where the heck are we anyway? I'm not even 100% sure where I am right now. Let's see. Oh, that's literally Manhattan up there. That's how fast we're going. Good grief. 2.3, Mach 2.3. This is ridiculous. How awesome. Gaining speed again. We're gonna put a little bit more nose down trim in so we maintain speed. Doing really good trim wise right now. We're like right on the money. I think we don't really have a tailwind, so it's making it hard to gain speed, but we're Mach 2.4 now. And I believe we're coming up on this New York. I think this is New York. Yeah, sure looks that way.
Good grief. That was quick. Yeah, there you go. That is New York. How cool. I'm gonna probably descend a few thousand feet once we get past this. By a few thousand, I mean many, because I'm at 53,000 feet right now. This will be a good test, because if we get close to New York, it should just tank my frame rate. So we'll see how this does. It might turn into a bit of a slideshow. We'll see. Okay, we're gonna do a penetration dive here, just to say a rapid descent. We'll back this throttle way the hell off. That should be pretty good. I'm gonna let the nose just come down on its own, really. And we're gonna throw the air brake out. Okay. I'll put the air brake away. We're descending at about Mach 0.9 now, which is pretty good. At about 13,000 feet a minute. And I'm just gonna fly up the river, basically. Roll in. And hide that. We don't need that right now. I want to get lower. I want to be pretty low. There's other people in Eagles up there. That's fun. I'm gonna just let the fuel going in raise the nose. Just throttle up. That's pretty good. We're at about 1,500 feet-ish, a little less. When Mach 0.9. You should break the sound barrier. Wonder when the city loads in VR. There it comes. Wow. Look at that. Bridge needs a little work. There goes the frame rate. Wow. That is a slide show. Oh my. Are people seeing this? This is crazy. Oh, good grief. Bit of a slideshow. Pretty rad, though. That's cool. Not bad. It's not perfect in VR because I have to turn everything down so much that a lot of stuff can't really load high res. But it's pretty good. That's a 6G turn. G 7.5. Wouldn't really be able to maintain that forever. It's really cool. That's 8 Gs. Jeez. How neat. All right, folks. Well, it's getting pretty late where I am. And I think I'm probably going to call it an evening there. But I appreciate y'all coming out and checking this out. I hope y'all have been enjoying. Had a lot of viewers, a lot of chit chat tonight. It's always wonderful when everybody shows up, talks, asks questions. I love it. It's one of the things I love about streaming this game. And now that I've got it working in VR, I'll have to do it more in VR because it is so damn good in VR. Like, good grief. But I'm going to go ahead and go for now. I should be on tomorrow. Definitely in the evening. I will be on about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm
I'm gonna try to be on in the afternoon as well. I have something I'm gonna be doing doing earlier in the day, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. But if I can, I will be on in the afternoon, somewhere in that like 1 to 4 p.m. range. So look for me then, and everybody have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. As soon as I hit that, anyway. I'm gonna have to get a stream deck.